All right, are we ready? You guys ready to do this?
No.
No.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll just sit here for a while. Just.
All right, let's do this.
As ready as anyone ever is.
Indeed. I'm so excited and nervous all at the same time. Oh my god! Because it's Deadlands for Durnk Industries.
Oh, we're live. I wasn't ready for this. Oh,
It's so exciting. It's so exciting. So, okay, so yes. So, interwebs, we're doing Deadlands, and it's like other role playing, but it's Wild West meets steampunk meets horror meets Durnk Industries. So, prepare yourselves.
So it'll be mostly an episode of Benny Hill.
Yeah, probably. So here we go. We're gonna start with a little bit of session 0, and then we'll probably have plenty of time to jump into the actual episode. The strange things happened on the way to Santa Fe. So I know that Patrick, you still had some questions concerning some of the play, some of the
Laura, your
some of the
name's
gameplay.
on Zoom.
Thank you. Laura, it's on the Zoom. So here's what I think I'd like to do, if you guys are cool, before we jump in. We'll run through some of the basic rules, and then if you guys have any questions about those basic rules, we'll work through those, and then if we're good to go, we'll just jump into the game. Cool?
No.
Wow, I knew.
That's cool. I'm sorry my dog's being an asshole.
And Mike, I knew it would be Mike too. Okay, so let's first talk about fate chips, shall we? This is something we didn't do during our little test game a couple of weeks ago. So a fate chip is very much like a Benny inside of Savage Worlds, but there are 3 different kinds of chips. There is your white chip, which works basically the same as a regular Benny would in the Savage World system. You get to use it for re-rolls, not damage though, but re-rolls to soak wounds, to change a shaken state into regular state, and some other things that you can certainly ask me about, and I will say if you want to try something with a white fate chip, ask me. I may say yes or no. Then we have red chips, and that can actually negate a critical roll and everything that a white chip will do. So if you roll critical fail, you can use a chip and you can reroll. The interesting thing about when using a red chip is that if you use it, I get to draw another chip from the hat, so I can end up with more than 3 chips at a time. The blue is the same as the red and the white, except I don't get to draw another chip. So, that all said, why don't we draw for some chips, huh?
What flavor are they, real quick?
No Cool Ranch, because Cool Ranch is for posers.
I'm not interested.
All right, well, that's...
Cool Ranch is delicious.
Whatever. Okay. So here we go.
Cool Ranch is delicious in small doses, but too much of it.
All right, here we go. Mr. Patrick, sir, we're going to draw 3 chips. See,
All right.
See right in there. Okay, here we go. 1. Ooh, a red one. 2. Oh my goodness, another red one.
Woohoo!
And 3, a white one. So you got 2 reds and a white, sir.
All right.
All right. Michael.
Okay, here. Let me reach my hand in there real quick.
Ready? Get in there. Get in there. A white one. You get another one. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Another white one.
That's lame. I want a red one.
Okay, here we go. Oh, you got 3 white ones.
Wow.
You're not
rigged.
You're not so good at this. All right, Laura. Here we go.
Wait, I gotta start this off by taking a swig of luck.
Oh, that said,
Yes. There we go.
Here's to
Cheers,
Underly,
folks.
y'all. May she always guide you, and may her titties taste great.
Oh, what?
Look at this.
Amen.
Look at this really pretty flask I got
Ooh,
for
it
us.
it's so shiny.
It's got filigree on it.
It's got like, yeah, it does.
Oh, and I put
What is
some
in it?
tea in there. Oh,
First one is a white one.
well, that tea didn't work. Hugo.
Another white one.
I'm sorry I missed. Whose draws are these?
A red
Never
one.
mind.
That's for Laura. 2 whites and a red.
Not bad, not bad.
All right, Reverend. For Phil.
All right. Let me reach my hand up.
There you go. Here we go. Oh, a blue one.
On America.
A red one.
Now you just need a white one and you've got America.
Oh my goodness, 2 blues and a red. Wow, the Reverend.
Rigged.
He has power of prayer, people. Power of prayer.
Well, that's good because his rolls are going to be terrible.
Now I get to draw my 3. Doesn't matter for me, like the blue so much. White one. 2 whites and a blue for me. So. Okay, so you've got you replenish these every new session. We'll draw these again. Make sure you use them up.
Did you say I had a red and 2 blues, or 2 blues and a red?
You've got 2 blues and a
That's
red.
the exact same thing. You said, did I have 2 blues and a red, or one red and 2 blues?
That was intentional.
That's the same thing.
That was.
He was trying to trick.
He was trying to trick.
Trying to trick Chad on that one. Got
Yeah,
him.
well, that ain't hard.
Fucking got him, nerd.
That ain't
Who's the
hard.
huckster now?
All right. Okay. So fate chips, we good? You guys feel good about it? Understand the uses of said chips?
Nope.
All right. Well.
Would you
Okay.
like
Combat. We did a good chunk of combat. One thing I want to clarify, and it was partially my thing, for melee attacks, it is you have your strength die and the damage die of the dice, and you add those together. Okay? No wild die in damage, but a strength die and the weapon damage die. Any combat questions? You guys have any?
I'm sure I'll think of some when we get
When we
there.
actually get there, nothing you can think of a holdover from said episode.
Listen, I don't know if you're aware of how this goes, Chad, but nobody's going to learn anything. And in episode 30, they're still going to ask you what are the fucking rules. So,
Oh yes, guilty.
We're as they say, flying by the seat of our pants here. It's in the good Lord's hands.
Okay, and then we just we're talking about damage stuff. Cool thing again, most of your target is going to be 4 almost all the time, unless there's a modifier on that for some reason.
And a reminder on the dice roller, if you happen to change your target number for when you're rolling damage, remember to change it back when you're rolling skills.
Yep, good call. Because rolling damage, great point. You have to get through the other person's toughness before any shaken or wounds happen. Wounds can only happen on a raise. So you must get a raise in your damage roll to inflict a wound.
fun, raise, and please.
Indeed. And then of course, remember to soak those things. Soak them. What did you do? Don't put that in your mouth, Mike. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your
It's
mouth.
amazing how many times he's heard that.
Yeah, right. Let's see here.
I was born with less ribs than other people. Don't blame me.
Patrick, did you have any questions or concerns? You had said that.
I think so. I mean, when we get to it, we'll work through it, and that's
Okay.
just the gambling and
Yep.
spell casting.
Right,
And
right.
there's a couple other people who are probably going to deal with that as well.
Sounds good. As far as gambling is concerned, we're going to play off of just Texas Hold'em. We're not going to bog ourselves down in like full-on Texas Hold'em rules, okay? We're going to just keep things rolling as quickly as we can through that stuff and still have a good time. So, that said, well, why don't we just get started? Should we just start the episode? All right, awesome. All right. Welcome to Deadlands, everybody. Woo! Yeah, the year is 1882. Now you might be asking yourself, just exactly what the hell has happened to the timeline?
What happened to my beautiful house?
It is your beautiful house is gone, Mike. It never actually existed because on July 3rd, 1863, something happened that changed the timeline during the Battle of Gettysburg. It's rumored that something supernatural, something super powerful was unleashed and changed the world forever. The most notable change was in the American Wild West. Whatever it was, the war continued for decades beyond what it did in our timeline. And finally, in 1876, the Confederate States of America and the Union formed an uneasy ceasefire. Right? The war never actually ended. It's still going on. But in 1879, the Confederate States of America were formed. So essentially we have two powers in the continent. We have the Union, which basically takes the northern states, and the Confederacy, which has claimed the southern states. Now, not only all that happened, but in 1869 there was a massive earthquake that shook the California coast, causing it to crack and for big chunks of it to actually fall into the Pacific Ocean, creating what they call the Great Maze. But this tragedy also caused some great opportunity because it uncovered a supernatural material. A fuel called ghost rock was discovered.
Unobtainium.
You lost me right there with unobtainium. Unobtainium? Really? You lost me. Now it's not even fun anymore. Okay. The ghost rock has some incredible properties, and it helped to catapult technology and invention past what anybody could have guessed or wondered. They started creating awesome weapons of mass destruction, crazy flying contraptions. Ghost rock has basically changed science forever. Now, with the war having gone on for so very long, and the cost it took on the population and resources, the American Indians of the West rebelled from forced placement on reservations. Many of the Indian tribes banded together and formed the Sioux Nations in the Dakota Territories. Right up here. Big swath of area right there you can see on the on-stream. And others gathered together and formed the Coyote Confederation. It's a big chunk of Oklahoma and a little bit of Kansas. Now, with their success, a lot of the tribes have returned to what they call the old ways, basically forsaking all of the white man's steel and guns. They want to return to the simpler life of before. But many of them feel that they should embrace that technology and reclaim all of the lands that were once theirs. Now, the Civil War, uneasy ceasefire, but tensions still run pretty high, especially in the disputed territories. Now, Colorado and Kansas especially, I don't know if you can see it there, big chunk of Oklahoma, those are essentially disputed territories. Both actually sides have claimed them as theirs, but they basically operate autonomously, right? They have their own governments. They do for themselves. As a matter of fact, Denver, in the disputed territory of Colorado, it's actually a hub of transportation, trade, resource management, all kinds of stuff. So it's a pretty rich area, and you can see a lot of those, a lot of railroads hub there. California, also considered a disputed area. Now, California's got a lot going on because they have the largest deposits of ghost rock. So everybody wants to get their hands on some of that territory there. If you can control the ghost rock, you basically can become the most powerful people, the most powerful governments on the continent. Now, that doesn't mean there's not ghost rock other places. There is. There's ghost rock up here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. The Sioux Nation has given permission, actually, to miners around the Deadwood area to mine the rock and then ship it out, allowing the only access to that area by rail to the Iron Dragon rail line. Let's see, what else can we tell you? Yes. Utah, those crazy Mormons. While all this was going on, they also found and took an opportunity and decided that they could do it themselves as well. They renamed it. It's no longer called Utah. They call themselves Deseret, with the Salt Lake City being its capital. Now, Salt Lake City is also become a hub for technology. They actually call it the City of Gloom because there's a constant haze, a constant cloud from burning the ghost rock there. But they come up with some crazy interesting stuff. There's a renowned scientist who lives there, Darius Hellstrom, and he's drawn a lot of the most talented of scientists to the area. So the Mormons might be, they might have formed on a religious basis, but they become quite a financial and technological power. Now, what everybody seems to know is that something strange is going on, that some type of evil power has been released. And these evil powers, they manifest themselves in strange abominations. Creatures that instill fear in all those who see and encounter them. Also, some strange animals have also resurfaced, things that no one's ever seen before, like the jackalope and and many report walking dead as well, zombies, fallen soldiers that have risen from the dead and wandered the countryside. So, people that want to live in this area, they need to be strong of heart. They need to be able to look into the face of darkness. They need to look into that what is supernatural and have the will to fight and survive. That's what you folks need to do. Now, let's see. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves to the interwebs without giving a great deal of information about your character? Feel free to say hello and tell us a little tiny bit about yourself. Buford, would you like to start, please?
That the Reverend goes first.
All right, Reverend.
Very well. As says, established by the little nameplate below me, I'm Reverend Winslow Fullerton. Was recently finished seminary and was called to a church out in Albuquerque. Not sure how much more is necessary than that, so we'll leave it there.
Miss Cora.
Right. My name is Dr. Coraline Mathis.
Pardon me.
Uh,
Doctor.
I'm quick to correct people. I'm very proud of my doctorate, though it's not unheard of for a woman to have an education in these days. I study ghost rock and its effects on the world around it. Very interested in the topic, very interested in the material itself. My reasons for heading toward Santa Fe are my own. I'm a mild-mannered, relatively quiet woman whose flask is never far from her.
Deputy?
Oh, me? My name is Francis. Francis Gunn. Pleasure to meet y'all. I'm a deputy in Santa Fe. I was just out in Albuquerque, bringing a man that was arrested for having relations with livestock. He needed to get back to Albuquerque, so I was tasked with taking him there. And he was a nice fellow and all. I mean, I don't abide by his social life, but he seemed like it was pretty easy. I've been deputy for 8 months now in Santa Fe, and I like it.
Very well. Mr. Hayes.
You're muted,
The name is Buford T. Hayes, and I hail from the Bayou. Now, most recently, I have been on the road a lot, living a very simple life, going from town to town and finding myself a little game of chance here and there. Most often can find me traveling around with my good old mule, Alexander Gray.
A mule, nice. All of you find yourself on a train, headed from Albuquerque into Santa Fe. just left the Albuquerque station not too long ago. But it didn't take Mr. Hayes long to find himself a card game in one of the cargo cars. While he's doing that, the rest of you find yourselves in the passenger cars. Reverend, you notice this young gentleman here, Mr. Gunn. You've not met yet, but you can tell there's something about him. Francis?
Yes, sir.
You, sir, got your nose in one of them dime novels to pass the time. Dr. Cora?
Mm-hmm.
You are also in one of the passenger cars, surrounded by other folk on the way there. Most seem to keep to themselves. I think as do you.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hayes, sir, would you like to play a hand of cards?
Of course, I'd like to play a hand of cards. I would never say no to a hand of cards unless I was very short on the funds.
Very well. You find yourself in a game with three unsavory characters.
As is most common.
They seem to be employed by the Dixie Rail Line and have taken this opportunity to partake in a little drink and a little gambling. Mr. Hayes, tell me about your gambling skill. How many do you receive any extra cards?
Let me double check here. Mm-hmm. I am not finding that I get extra cards.
All right. I thought maybe from your any of your gambling edges, if you received any extra cards. So we'll play it straight, sir. I'm going to show you your cards. I'm going to do my very best not to look at those cards. It's a little difficult to play cards over the internet. But here you go. These are your two playing cards. These are your what you have in your hand at the moment.
Oh.
Let me know that you have seen them. You know what cards you have. I'm going to flip those back over.
Just 1 second. You're going to turn those back over for me?
I will indeed.
One moment. I just need to check one thing. Got it.
All right.
I'm good. Thank you.
The gentleman you are playing against has not given you his name. He has kept very quiet. Other than bets, you haven't heard him say a single other word. He looks at his cards, and we had the flop. I bet $10. Places a gold eagle on the table.
Is it coming around to me then?
It is your bet, sir.
So, I'm going to go ahead and see that. And, I feel fine spirits today. I'm going to go ahead and raise another 10.
Fine, and I call. And the turn. Your bet, sir.
That's interesting that we drew that there. Things seem to be very fortunate for me this evening. Of course, it could still be fortunate for you. I may be a little bit conservative this time. I'm going to throw in an extra 3.
All right. I'm gonna call your 3. I don't like the look of you, so I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. There's another 5 on top of that, sir. Another 5.
So you're raising me 5. Oh, you caught me in some good spirits this time. It's been a good day of travel. Hasn't been a hard road. I'll go ahead and call that 5.
In the river.
It seems to have pleased you rather mightily.
It did so. I'm all in. He shoves a pile of silver dollars. Looks to be maybe 30, 35.
Lunatic.
I think I'm going to go ahead and this will probably make your day. But I'll go ahead and call that.
All right then.
Fire rockets.
2 pair. what you got it?
It looks like fate was in the draw for me. Actually thought I had you with my pair of bases.
And then take as he reaches to pull all those coins over to his side of the table.
Shoot him.
Everybody feels this. The train, somebody has jacked the brakes. The train is screeching to a halt. Everything flies off the gambling table. God damn mother, Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell's going on here? Everyone hears gunfire. An explosion from the front of the train. A whistling steam, the sound of whistling steam as it pours out of a boiler.
I'm gonna poke my head out the window.
You poke your head out the window, and you can see down the line. You can see the all the way to the engine itself, but you can't really see much beyond the front. It's there's several cars in front of you.
I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody that's shooting. Anybody that's shooting?
Not yet. Not from where you're at.
Do I see him do this?
Let's roll back here. I would say you have full line of sight of him. Absolutely.
I would charge over there, and I was pull his head away from the window.
Oh, hey, Padre, you don't need to get all physical with me now. Rough on
Oh, it's imprudent to have your head so near the window. Apologies, sir. I didn't know you were a deputy. You looked might young to me.
Yeah, and you look might like a preacher, so don't be grabbing people. Thank you. All right, everybody calm down. And if you get shot, don't die. I'm going to go check on this.
As you, which direction would you like to leave
Towards
this?
the engine.
Towards the engine. Very good. So as you begin, basically as you reach the door, you see a gunman just outside, climbing up to that entrance.
Oh. I'd like to roll streetwise real quick.
All right.
That was a 1 and a 2.
Well, whatever you were hoping to learn or to remember, you do not.
I open the door. Hey, are you robbing the train?
He sticks a gun in your face and starts pushing you back into the car. I want everybody to calm down. Just calm down.
Well, I don't think anybody's that too upset. You're kind of elevating the situation here with the gun.
I want everybody to head back to the rear of this car and step orderly out. I would like you to climb down from the car and make a line.
Well, that Reverend, he pretty old. I don't know if he's going to make it down, like walking down. We're going to have to, that's going to take a, can you go outside and give him a hand? We also got these ladies here. They got long dresses on. They're going to fall on their faces come walking out of here. This is it. This doesn't make sense logistically, what you're asking.
Boy, I will shoot you in the face.
Now, don't
Get
go
off.
going like that.
He pulls the hammer back.
Okay, I should draw and shoot him. I quit draw.
All right, roll for it.
Shooting is a D8. Oop, got a 4.
All right, I will give that to you. Roll damage.
And my damage is 2d6 plus 1. That
82,
is
right?
10. 10 damage.
Ooh, 10 damage. And let's see, that would be... It would not be a wound, but he is shaken. He falls outside the back outside the door, and he's lying in between the cars.
Are you dead?
That draws a lot of attention.
Out of the train.
How many cars away is this from where the poker game is going on?
There are several cars away from where the poker game is going on. To get there, you had to go through the first class car.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Did I happen to hear the gunshots?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So instead of going through the cars, I'm thinking maybe I'll step out between the cars and climb on top of the train itself.
I see. From which direction would you like to go? Towards the engine or towards the caboose?
Towards the engine first.
All right. So you as you step out, you notice two more cowboys coming your way. What would you like to do?
I would like to attempt stealth to climb on top and not be seen.
All right. Let's give it a try.
Let's see. Stealth is 4. No menace. And
Oh, no.
I have a feeling they saw me.
You need to get down over there right now, boy. I will shoot you in the goddamn ass.
Doing my best to keep my hands in the air and still climb down that ladder. I climb down that ladder and head back into the car.
What do you get to... And now
He wasn't clear on his instructions.
All right. Dr. Cora.
Mm-hmm.
As you sit and wonder what could possibly be going on, a rifleman steps in from the caboose side of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you please do in an orderly fashion exit the front of the car and please turn to your left as you disembark. If we keep this orderly, no one will get hurt. A lot of the other people are following those orders. He's swinging that gun around. He's pretty serious.
This is opposite end of the car to the incident with the young deputy and the first assailant.
It is, yes, it is behind the car behind the car.
Oh, it's a different car.
Yeah, it's a completely different car.
Okay. Understood.
So, you see people starting to work their way out?
I will
Dr. Cora.
continue to sit where I am and let all of the other people exit the car.
All right. You watch as everybody, or not, as everybody leaves. Our gunman stops. Excuse me, ma'am. Did you hear what I said?
Is he right next to me?
He is indeed.
I would like to stand up, place my book that I was working on into the pocket of my dress. As I do that, I will be grabbing a handful of the dust of my ghost rock, and I would like to throw it in his face, attempting to blind him using my blind skill.
Lovely. Tell us about the blind skill.
Blind is a power that I have as being a mad scientist, and its range is a smarts roll. So I shall roll a d8.
Pocket sand.
So I got 2 raises, so the area of effect or the range of this would be 14.
Wow.
So I am assuming that I hit him.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that every grain of that dust makes it into an orifice of some kind. I did what I got. I can't
It's only him.
I can't see.
And while he is freaking out, I will go ahead and stab him.
Ooh. With?
Her finger.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's what I'm going to stab him with, my finger. It is a strength plus a d4 of damage.
Lovely.
Proper poking.
Got that nun finger going on.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I rolled a hit on this one, and do I just roll my strength or my fighting? I bet I roll fighting.
Yeah,
Huh?
You'll roll fighting, and you have to make it through this gentleman's parry, but he is blind, so his parry will be of a. We'll put his parry at a -2.
He is at the effect of blind with a raise is a -4 to all sight actions.
All right, so -4. His parry is generally 6, but now all you have to do is beat a 2, and you have him.
I rolled a 7.
Fair.
So yep, you absolutely beat his parry. I'll even that would.
My damage is strength plus a d4.
Yep,
My
so
strength is a d4, so
2d4.
2d4 damage.
2d4.
That is 4 points of total damage.
Does not make it through his toughness, but you leave some nice bloody scratch. You know where did? Let's figure out where it is exactly that you hit him. How about that?
Dick. Go for Dick.
Let's do that.
Shotgun to the dick.
Let's do that. I'm gonna roll. Let's see, where is that? Here we go. Injury table. It's a D12. I'm gonna roll a D12, and we'll see where you hit him.
Excellent.
You hit him in the arm. So his
Wonderful.
arm is all scratched up and bloody.
I don't know how much I can do before you're going to want us to pull some cards.
Yep. We're all kind of... I'm going to go back one more time to... Reverend, is there anything you would like to do before we roll some initiative? Or draw some initiative, I should say.
I would run back to my seat, grab the kind of long satchel pack that I had sitting on it, and throw it over my shoulder.
Very good. Very good.
And I would return to the young deputy there and say, "Behooves me to tell you that probably not quite so old as you think I am."
Well, we can't all be
Appreciate
young and youthful like me. Slap him on the shoulder.
All right, let's draw for some. We'll draw for initiative. We're gonna start with Mr. Hayes on top, since we'll see if I can keep this.
Jesus.
3.
Where?
Okay, Francis. Francis gets a queen. Dr. Cora, a king. And Reverend, a 6. So, let's see then, we got it's Cora,
Dr. King,
Francis.
Mrs. Coraline.
Winslow, and then Buford. All right. And I think because we're separated with all these bad guys, we will we'll run what happens in each car, and we'll have the bad guys go. I will draw for the bad guys from each location, the 3 of them. So. Buford's car 8. Oh, Joker for the front passenger car. And 2. So that would mean that, let's see, I go first for Buford. I get to go whenever I want to for the middle car, and I will go last in the last car. So, first up, Miss Coraline.
Mm-hmm.
That was
All right,
Dr.
he is-
Coraline.
Dr. Coraline, yes, pardon me. Excuse me.
That's Mrs. Doctor, Doctor, Mrs.
That is accurate. She is feeling personally attacked by this man.
Because she was personally attacked.
Very presence insults her to a great deal. She would like to, since he is blind and uncomfortably scratched in the arm, she would like to attempt to take his rifle from him.
Okay, let's do that. Let's see. That is going to be a, what should we call that? A grapple? Or, nope, we'll call that a disarm. All right.
All right.
It is a strength roll versus the damage or versus the damage, or drops a roll. So you'll attack, and the defender must roll against your damage. So we'll call it an unarmed. So it's an unarmed attack.
All right. That is a 5.
And yep, that absolutely breaks his beats his parry. So go ahead and roll damage.
For this, I will just roll 1d4,
All right.
and that is 3.
Very good. He rolls a strength of D6. And it is... I also rolled a 3. So in a case like that, tie goes to you with the initiative. So you have taken his rifle.
And I will point it at his face.
Can't see.
In this short distance, it is probably touching his nose.
It probably is.
You'll never see it coming.
He won't because he's blind.
Might smell it coming.
Depends on if it's been fired recently.
What do you think the last thing to go through his mind was?
The bullet.
That makes sense.
I will, if you wish to pull the trigger right now, I will let you do so.
Yep, she would.
Roll shooting.
That is a d6.
32 to Cowboy Shooty.
A 4.
You absolutely hit him. And I'm going to... you pointed it right at his head. It's essentially point blank. Roll damage.
Do you happen to know what the damage is? For that is not my weapon that I am shooting.
Yes, I do. That is a... let's see. That is a... Well, at that range, we're going to call it 2d6.
Excellent. That is 4. I did not roll well.
Did not roll well. At the very last second, he jerks his head back, and the bullet grazes his head. He falls to the ground. He is shaken, but he is not dead.
I will continue to keep his own rifle aimed at him while he is on the ground.
And as he falls to the ground, another gunman enters the car.
Good.
Next up,
Me.
yes, Francis. The bad guys are holding turn because they can do it whenever they want. But go. Francis.
That
it
guy's
is yours.
still stuck in between the cars next to me.
Yep, he is falling down in beneath those cars. He is shaking. You can see another guy trying to get at him to see what the heck's going on.
I'm gonna shoot that guy.
Cool.
Well, actually, I'm gonna point at him and say, "Don't help him. I'll shoot you. Don't do that."
Is that your turn?
Can I hold action to see if he listens to what I said?
Sure.
Okay.
He looks up and rolls his gun at you.
All right. Well, I gotta shoot him now. I did a bad job. Missed.
You see the cloud of dust spark up next to his foot. He takes a shot at you. All right, with his Colt Peacemaker.
Damn.
Shooting is D8. Ooh. Here we go. He misses you as he pushes back, trying to find some cover. So there's bullets ricocheting everywhere. Reverend, would you now like to take your turn?
I believe I would. Has he found himself behind cover?
You cannot see him from where you are. Francis is in the doorway. The window doesn't allow you a shot of that particular cowboy, but you do see another one just outside that window looking in at you. Just outside that window looking right at you.
I would lightning quick reach into my pack, pull out a Springfield rifle, and I would shout towards the doorway. Am I to assume that the rest of you have lethal intent as well?
What? I'm shooting at a guy.
And then I would...
The guy outside that window hears you, and you see him, his gun raised to point at you.
All right. Yeah, I would fire at him. And let's see here. Now, is this assailant in some degree of cover?
No, he's just... The only thing between him and you is that window pane. I don't think the glass is going to stop that bullet.
Very well. All right, let's roll Rudy Tooty Cowboy Shooty. Apologies for the delay. That's a 6.
That is a hit.
Right, so this damage has armor piercing 2. Roll a couple d10s.
Wow, nice.
For a total of 11 damage.
All right, that absolutely makes it through his toughness. There's not a raise there, and well,
So it says
you said AP2. It is a raise.
AP2 says here there is a raise.
Yep, it is. There is a raise. You there's a hole through that guy's chest, and he just falls to the ground.
That's the spirit, Reverend.
Dead. Boom.
Give his ass a Holy Ghost.
These are terrible puns.
With that, a hail of gunfire comes through the side of that train. Do you take cover?
Indeed.
Bang, bang, bang. Glass starts to shatter around you. Bullet holes through the side of that train. What do you do?
I would duck down in that corner by the door.
Far corner?
Huh? Yeah.
Go. Reverend?
Hit the deck and start reloading.
All right. Hit the deck, start reloading.
Well, you made him mad. Good job.
It seemed as though it seemed pretty clear they were angry to begin with.
Mr. Hayes, I believe it is your turn.
I believe I am up. Let's see. We got a gentleman coming in through in between the cars there. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is it just one or is it many?
You see the one coming in. You know there are more out there than just him.
All right.
But all you saw was him coming.
And from the position that he's in, I assume he sees me.
Indeed.
I play it cool. And I head back over to the table and I sit myself down.
Very good. The gentleman you were playing cards against is still picking up all of that money that fell to the floor. As you see that cowboy enter, he says, "You boys need to be out of here right now. Move on there. Move on." You see another one enter the car behind him.
And he's directing us to go south.
Indeed. He's pushing you south. Now you can hear a bunch of gunfire happening somewhere else behind you, also south.
Right. Well, as to not arouse a suspicion, I do gather up my things and proceed to the exit.
All right, as you guys start to move forward here, this guy decides he's going to be a hero, and he turns and fires at this guy here.
That's the gentleman who won all my money.
It is indeed.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
All right, this dude's shooting is just a 6. Let's see how he does. He's terrible. That his shot goes wide. Both these guys respond to that shot. First one hits. Second bullet misses. Damage 2d6. 9 takes him out. Bullet right in the face, and he falls. His money, all that money, also right back onto the floor.
Camera pans in as a little bit of blood splatters on the gold and silver.
All right. That is round 1. You know what? We're just going to go right back to Cora.
All right, then.
Dr. Cora,
Yes,
what
sir.
would you like to do? You have another gentleman who has just entered the train.
I would like to put one foot on top of the man who is currently on the ground beneath me. still pointing the gun at him, and look over at the other man and say, "Now, if I, a lonely woman, could take down this poor man, you surely don't want to be involved here."
He hesitates. And then steps right up towards you.
I will shoot the man on the ground.
You know what? I'm not even gonna make you shoot the roll to hit him. Just roll damage.
Alrighty. 2d6. That is 6 damage.
You're pretty sure he's dead. That bullet didn't go anywhere but in him. So you're pretty sure he's dead. With that, this guy takes a shot at you.
Alrighty.
9. He hit.
That will hit me, yes.
And he's shooting also with a peacemaker. 2d6 plus 1. Oh! 11 damage.
Okay. So my toughness is 5. So,
1 wound.
You got 1 wound.
alright.
Now, why don't you say you put that rifle down, young missy? Put her down. Cut 2. Francis.
You did it now, Reverend!
Wait. Where are all these bullets coming from? Sorry, out of character. Like
They're
just,
coming. They're coming from the what would essentially be the west side.
So outside of the train.
Yep, outside of the train, coming through the windows, through the sides of the train, into the seats. Shrapnel, like, pieces of glass, little tiny pieces of wood flying through the air. Everybody's just down on the ground.
Right.
I'm going to take off.
Yeah. So
run in. I'm going to take. It's my turn.
I was going to respond to your quip, but that's fine. I was just gonna say,
No, go ahead.
it would appear they have reinforcements outside.
It would appear. I'm going to take off running in the opposite direction down the.
Okay, so back this way, back towards the back of the car.
I gotta wait until you. Yeah. Okay. Yes, and then I will shoot at anybody out that window as I go by.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, this guy, he's basically right out this window. As you run by, go ahead and shoot.
Ooh, I got a 6.
Okay. Yep. You hit him. Even as you're moving, if you had -2 for movement, you'd hit him. So absolutely.
Do I get a raise? Do I explode on damage? Because I rolled 2 6s.
Oh yeah. Yep. Damage. You can explode in damage for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, these two dead. 18, 21, 22 AP1. 22 AP1.
You see a mist come out of the backside of his head, and he just falls to the ground like a crumpled. I mean, it reminds you of the scarecrows back home with Mama. Just falls to the ground.
Hey, Zarkane. Woohoo! I got him! I got him!
That guy did. Boom.
All right,
Brave shot, kid. Don't get cocky.
my plan, whenever you let me, is to keep running out and head out the opposite side.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. That would be.
I gotta go upstairs though. I'll be right back.
All right, deal. your movement 6, right? So yeah, he makes it. He makes it just outside the door. Reverend.
As I'm shoving in my cartridge, I would kind of with one hand pull my hat from my pack, which would be kind of one of those flat brim dark hats, kind of similar to the Undertaker from pro wrestling.
Yeah, gotcha.
That sort of deal. And I would set it on my head for now and just continue reloading and kind of scooting towards the door, keeping low. Basically,
are you following Francis, or are you going out the front?
Following Francis.
All right. So we'll put you in here. As you head that way, you work your way through a crowd of civilians, of townsfolk. They all seem quite scared.
Stay low, brothers and sisters. This will be all right.
Be careful, Reverend. Moving on back to Buford. Mr. Hayes, sir.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Well, I've got my two gambling partners in front of me. And behind me, I've got, I believe, two gentlemen.
Indeed. Indeed you do. This gentleman is dead. The one that beat you in cards has died. He has a big hole in him, and he is not getting back up. But yes, he is. The other two guys are pushing through after you. Keep on moving, you end up like this some bitch.
You know, at this point, I'm not really interested in taking my chances. I just used up all my chances in a card game, and I lost mightily there. If possible, I try to brush my way between the two gentlemen by the exit to get out before they do.
Oh, very good. Let's take this opportunity to let's roll a. I don't know. What do you think? Like a strength or an agility.
We'll do an agility.
All right.
Because it's kind of sidestepping more than pushing.
Sounds like a plan.
I do not succeed.
You run into those shoulders, and you all seem to be trying to get through that door at the same time.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. We're like the Three Stooges right there, trying to get through that door.
You have invented slapstick comedy.
I have indeed.
Everybody's bundled up at that doorway. That's right, y'all. That's right. Move on. Move on. This guy stops and starts to pick up all that money that the other guy dropped.
That's interesting to know.
All right, Miss Cora.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Cora, pardon me. I will get that right at some point.
Mr. Doctor?
Yes, with receiving that wound, my goodness, that is something else.
Be smart, darling. Be smart.
My gun, or the gun, is still pointed at the dead man on the floor. I will instinctively reach my hand over to clasp where that wound is, where I was shot. And I will apply a bit of healing. which is my other power that I have. I believe.
That's
us
not the
about
way I
healing.
remember it from last week.
Hey, hey.
Tell us about your healing powers.
Only failed twice.
Being around Ghost Rock for as long as I have noticed that it reacts a little differently to the human body. And being a doctor in and of itself, I have a few skills where I'm able to heal. Now I'm trying to remember what I roll for that. Where is the healing?
You sound like Blanche from Golden Girls.
Long enough timeline, we all start to sound like Blanche from Golden Girls.
The healing power at any PowerPoint. Arcane background. Well, this does not tell me what I am supposed to roll.
All right.
I want to say it was.
Pretty sure you'll have to roll your arcane background,
That's it. It's my weird science roll.
right?
Weird science.
And yeah, that, and then you have to spend whatever PowerPoints it is to activate that.
So I rolled a 5.
There you go. Yes, it works. Without a raise, of course. So I'm assuming that heals one wound.
Just use the one. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you have healed yourself. And since you healed yourself, you are immediately unshaken as well.
I am indeed. But I
So,
believe that is my action for the round.
yep, that would be your action. He comes up and he grabs that gun away from you. So you are no longer armed with that rifle. This gentleman, however, the one you shot, is dead. So let me make sure that is clear. Dead guy. All right. Francis, deputy, you have made it out the door. And where you are at the end of that car, you do not see any bandits. You do, however, see a group of people that have exited the other car, and they're standing as instructed in a row, and they're all looking up to the north.
I'd like to roll notice to see what they're looking at.
Lovely.
I got a 4.
That does succeed. Far up at the front of the train, you can see why the train had stopped. There's a group of men around a Gatling gun. And from your knowledge, you assume that shooting earlier and the hissing that you heard was that Gatling gun taking out the steam engine.
Okay. That's complicated. How many people are manning the Gatling gun?
What you can see from your line of sight, you see 2 people plus the guy on the gun. You cannot see on the other side to see if there's any more there.
Right.
But you also see that there are 2 gentlemen between you and the front of the train.
Is that horse? Is that in like a horse-drawn wagon?
It has its own set of wheels. Right now, you do not see a horse connected to that. It looks as though it was placed right next to the track and was waiting for you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna exit the train. I'm gonna jump off the train to the east side.
Okay. So you're going to go back this way?
Yeah, no, other way. East. There you go. And I'm gonna try to sneak back up the way I came
Gotcha.
because I knew those other guys are coming in that door.
Yep. So you're on the opposite side of the train from where you saw the gunman. Now from this side, you can actually see that there is at least one more gunman at the Gatling gun. So that's a total of 4 people manning the gun.
Okay, so that's okay.
Reverend.
All right. So I have not. I take it I have not completely exited the train yet.
Not yet. You are now. We'll put you right at that door.
As I finish reloading, I would gently place my hat on the butt of the gun and lean that hat out the door.
You lean the hat out the door, and nothing happens.
Pull it back, put the hat on my head, flip out, peek around the corner to the east.
To the east, you can see Francis sneaking up the side of the train.
If I have the movement, I would follow. If not, I'm good where I am.
Yep, I'll let you follow a little bit. I'm going to want both of you to roll a stealth test at beginning of your next turns.
Getting you next.
Yep, beginning of next.
Okay.
Well,
Do I have that?
Mr. Hayes, sir.
Well, having noticed the gentleman hanging at the back there is bent down picking up some money and distracted, I'm deciding to turn around as I have pulled out my deck of cards and get ready to basically send a shower of a 54 card pickup.
Yes.
All right.
In essence, I am casting Burst.
Ooh, tell us about Burst.
Burst produces a large fan of energy that bathes its targets in red-hot fire or other damaging energy. When cast, we place the thin end of the cone template at the character's front, and targets within the template may make agility rolls versus the caster's arcane skill roll to avoid the blaze. And those who fail suffer 2d10 damage.
Ooh, does it give you a range for that template?
Range is the flame template.
The flame template. Of course it is. Let's look up the flame template, shall we?
and as we have spent so much time playing Savage Worlds, and Deadlands is simply a new format for it, we of course are familiar with the Flames spell.
We are not vamping at all for time. This is us having a normal conversation.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to say...
I know we're supposed to be sneaky here, but how are you holding up over there?
Yeah, okay. The range on that, on the burst template, the way I understand it, is 6. You're well within that, so both of these gentlemen need to make a save roll. What kind of save roll was it?
An agility roll versus the caster's arcane skill.
All right. I'll have you roll your arcane skill first, if you don't mind.
Doop, doop, doo. 13.
Ooh, wow. Wow. All right.
And that's
So-
got two. I don't know if raises apply here.
Good. He's good.
So, and that's an agility save that I have to make. Okay, first one, 8 does not make it. Second one, 5 does not make it. So both will take damage. You would roll them individually, please.
Okay, so it's 2d10 damage. So I did
Wow.
explode on that. So 21 damage on the first one.
The first guy just is consumed by flame. You can actually see the flesh start to melt from his face.
And I'm not entirely unhappy about that.
It was only a matter of time before we had melting Nazi faces.
And the second one, I explode again. No, I take that back. I have to clear my roll because that was
Cumulative.
cumulative damage.
There we
This
go.
one gets 17 damage.
Wow. Same thing though. I mean, this
I did explode again.
the entire car is just consumed in flames. I mean, everything's on fire. Essentially anything in front of you has started to burn. So yeah, you totally took care of them. These guys are the guys that were in front of you. Push through. The car's on fire. You are clear to exit, sir.
Yeah, I kind of screwed myself of getting my money back, but we'll see
All
what
right.
happens.
Back, excuse me, Dr. Cora.
Yes. Oh. So now this man is near me.
He is indeed.
Oh, those silly, silly men. I'm going to attempt to blind him as well.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand. Let's roll. Let's roll a d8 for
He
this.
just blew up 2 guys, and you just keep throwing sand at people. I just want you to see the difference here.
That's a 6 for range.
Yep, you absolutely get right up in his face.
That was not a raise, so he is at a -2 for all sat actions.
Very good. Jesus, oh, God damn it. Oh, God, what the hell did you do?
I forget in Savage Worlds. Are we able to do an action and then move, or
I will allow it.
All right. Then I would like to make my way towards the front of that car.
Very good. As you start to move away, he just starts to randomly fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, he will shoot at you said a -2?
-2.
All right. Holy Lord. He does. He actually wings you. I'm going to roll to see where he hits
All right.
on the injury table. Actually supposed to roll that as 2d6s. He scratches your... He definitely gets your leg. You take one in the upper thigh. I'm going to have him roll damage for
That's
that.
dark meat territory.
Damage roll. Just grazes you. Does not get through your toughness with a 3, I'm assuming.
It does not.
All right. You're just, yeah, you're a magnet. Bullets just seem to find you.
Don't they, though?
Francis,
Yes.
you are halfway up a little further up the car you just left. I'd like you to roll a sneak or a stealth roll, please.
Okay, so I don't have it.
So
it's
you
a
don't have
-2.
it. -2. A D4 -2.
Oh, exploded. That is -2. That's an 8.
You did it. You did it. You did it a very nice job.
I got a raise too. Isn't that a raise?
Yes, it is. Everything that's going on, I mean, nobody notices you. I'm gonna, with that roll, I'm even going to say that you've been able to peek through underneath the train, and you see one gunman move past you towards the back of the train, and you can also see another one that is just at the front of that car. So you know that there are two gunmen on the opposite side of that train from you, on the opposite side of that car from you.
Okay. And north is towards the engine, or
Yeah,
the
we'll
back
just
of the
call
train?
north towards engine. Yep.
Okay. So, we can't do shit until that Gatling gun's dealt with. So I'm gonna try to head as far that way as I can.
All right. And your movement is 6.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do this. So there you go. You continue to move forward. Reverend?
Well,
Oh, I would also. Sorry, real quick. I
Yes.
would look back at him and go like,
Reverend.
what was that again? All right, so
I will let you determine what that means for yourself.
very well. And I don't know a damn thing about the Gatling gun unless I knew it by its sound. But that would be a tall order. But
You might.
I
if you
do
wanna-
have the something in my gut tells me that this young man needs my help, and I think he's pointing that there are two somewhere. I think he's pointing in the direction he was pointing. I'll go ahead and do my stealth roll.
All right, please do.
I believe that is just a D4, but I don't have a disadvantage, or I don't have the -2.
Very good.
Of course, even though I have it trained, I will do nowhere near as well
Yes,
as
you
our
find
plucky young deputy.
the gravel on the side of the track is giving you some trouble. You end up just kicking that stuff everywhere, and it's hitting wheels and it's hitting the rails. You're making all kind of ruckus. The good news is that there's also a bunch of gunfire that has been happening, and a lot of yelling and screaming. So
Yeah, my concern at this point would be whether or not they see me.
there you go.
So
So
I would hop up onto the side of the train. Am I close enough that I can kind of see through a gap?
you are halfway up the side of that car.
Okay. So there's no.
There's no
all
place
right,
for you to go. Unless you want to go under the train or try to jump and grab something on the side of the train.
I would just go basically pull up your socks. I would start climbing on the side of the train, because if I'm not an idiot, if I poke my head underneath that train after kicking up dust, good chance I lose my head. So
There are enough little things poking out the side of that train by the windows that with a little effort you might be able to get up on top. Would you like to attempt to climb the train or just hold yourself?
I could actually. Can I see anything through the windows?
You can, where you're at you can see all the way through the at this point. I should note that the people inside the train have made their way outside. Through the windows you can see that there are some other passengers on the other side of the train. You see a dead man. You see just the top of a dead person. And you do see another gunman just come into view.
I would, I think I would try and get on top of that train to take aim at the other gunman.
All right, let's do an agility roll, please.
Your agility, okay.
Unless you have a specific climbing.
Athletics.
Sure. If you have, yeah, absolutely. You just can't seem to get whatever that weight. I don't know. It's maybe you try too hard with your biceps. You don't put enough of your back into it. I don't know, but you just can't seem. You're just stuck there on the side of that
I guess
train.
I'm stuck there. It's almost as if someone said early in the stream that I wouldn't be able to make any of my rolls. So
It was me. I called it.
and it jinxed me.
All right.
I did it. It's not historically accurate.
As we move towards Mr. Hayes, you can all hear a very loud voice address everyone in the area. Now I want everybody just to hold on now. Hold on now. We ain't here for you. We here for the train. Come out with your guns holstered. In your hands up. No one else gotta die today. Mr. Hayes.
Well, there's nobody alive in my cart. Instead of climbing down, I'm going to go into the cart just south of me. I'm going to continue.
Very good. So you enter
And I'm gonna,
the first
and I
class
will
cart.
attempt stealthing.
Okay.
I'm not seen through any windows.
Very good. Roll stealth, please.
Okay. 5.
You are successfully you're pretty damn sure you're successfully stealthful. You've crouched.
I'm crouched and working my way all the way through the cart.
Very good. Very good. Let's see. You make it almost to the door, being stealthful by the end of your turn. Francis?
Aye. Ahoy, hoy. Am I close to where the...
You just continue forward?
Well, I mean, like I said, I got it.
All right.
Unless the Gatling gun gets dealt with, there's little to no point in doing anything else.
You reach what you're pretty sure is a one of the cargo cars, and it is on fire. Somebody just blazed the shit out of that. Reverend?
Far out. I assume I heard the loud fella.
You did. Everyone heard him.
Would abandon the idea of getting on top of the train in favor of cautiously following the young lad there.
All right. You jump down. And movement for your whole turn. Very good. And Dr. Cora,
Yes.
you just took a graze to the thigh, and you are right at the door of that train, the northern door of that car.
With a blind man.
Yep. He is rubbing his eyes. He has dropped his gun.
Oh, he's dropped his gun,
Yes,
has
he
he?
has. He has. I can't see. Oh, it burns. It burned. Oh, my God.
And how far away would you say I am?
You are about half the car, so that'd be what? Let's find out real quick. That would be, yep, 4 spaces, so about 8 yards.
Perfect. That's still within short range.
Yep.
I will take my pistol and I will aim at that man and I will take a shot.
Lovely.
That is a 7.
And you hit him.
Excellent. Oh, I lied. I was rolling 2d6 because I was still rolling damage. So let me re-roll that. I apologize. That is a 4.
Still hit. Well done.
Excellent. Then I will change that to my 2d6. It is armor piercing 1 if that is of
Very
any
good.
consequence.
Yes, it is.
That is 5.
You have met his toughness, so he is shaken. Why don't you roll a d12 for me, and we'll see where you hit him.
Excellent. There's an 8. It raised, if that's anything. So
Well, what's this? Does it tell you what the first roll was?
6. So the first roll would have been a 6 because it was the raise, and the second roll was a 2.
Okay.
So a 6.
You hit him. You hit him in the gut. The bullet has entered his stomach. He grabs. Oh, God damn it! He falls to his knee. And I will give you a movement if you wish.
I would like to attempt to move into the car across the way.
Very good.
On forward.
Are you just moving with speed or with stealth?
I think she would like to be as quiet as she can.
Yeah, stealth roll, please.
We'll see how this goes. That is a 3. It turned red, which...
That is a fail.
Yes. Okay.
So you are not very stealthful. That door makes quite the loud noise as you open it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it does indeed draw the attention of one of them bad guys who was headed that direction anyway. So he actually sees you as you enter the car to the north.
Alrighty.
Francis, you just keep running.
Ahoy, hoy!
You're just running and running and running.
We can't really see anything you're doing on.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Thank you for telling me.
We're looking at kind of nothing there.
You see
There
it?
we go.
Got it? Very good.
And scene.
So you just continue to... you are now... I'm going to put you way up at the... at a flatbed car.
Okay.
So from this distance, you can see that 2 of those men have begun to move towards the engine. Guns pointed at what you're assuming is the engineer.
Uh-huh.
Telling him to get down. You're not quite within any real good range for you yet,
Right.
but you can see that they've started to separate.
Okay.
Reverend, do you continue?
Indeed.
All right. No one notices either one of you as you move up. You two are now by the car that's in flames. Mr. Hayes, sir?
Yes. Now, I believe there's a man laying in between the two carts there,
There is indeed.
and I believe he's already been shot once, I think.
Yes, he is. He is shaken
Good
and
man,
stuck.
Francis. And he's stuck.
He seems to be stuck in between the two cars.
Right. Which, I believe what I'll do is then slip the derringer from my sleeve and walk up and, place one into said robber.
He turns and he looks at you as you bring the barrel down towards him. Go ahead and roll shooting. I'm gonna with a +2. It's a derringer, so
Well, I exploded.
very good then.
So did he.
And as I pull the trigger, I say, Joker's wild.
Catchphrase. All right, roll damage with a raise, please. With one raise, please, with a raise, or whatever it's called. An extra, basically an extra die. What do they call it in this game?
That's 2-6. Total damage 13.
That little tiny bullet seems to find its way right through that guy's left eye. Rattles around inside his skull. And he just, he's dead.
Should have gone with, looks
You're
like
welcome.
you're all in.
I will give you movement, if you wish.
All right. First, I'm just going to look down the car to the south of me. Is
Okay.
it completely empty?
The door is hanging open, and you can see at the end of that car a redhead who seems to be favoring one leg. She seems to be coming towards you.
Careful, she'll pocket sand and then stab you. There's
No metagaming. There's no way he could know that. Also, I want to see it happen.
I tip my hat to her and begin climbing up the ladder of this car, not sticking my head up but to look across to see if there's anybody at the top.
First, with that tip of the hat, Dr. Cora.
Yes.
Let's roll to see if you saw him, first of all. Give me an awareness check.
Like a notice roll?
A notice roll,
Notice.
thank you.
4.
You, yes, on the other side of the car through that open door, you see a gentleman in a, I don't know, what kind of hat would you call that, Patrick?
Well, that's kind of a derby.
A derby. Tip it to you, and then he seems to be going up as if he's climbing onto the roof of this car. Mr. Hayes, as you poke your head up over the top, you see that there is no one on the roof.
And my intent is to climb on top.
Very well. Dr. Cora?
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do at this point?
Well, that was a bit unsettling, seeing a man tip his hat to me and then go on the top of the car that I am currently in.
Indeed.
But it appeared as though he was coming from the front of that car into it and then up on top. So there's nobody else in the car but me.
That is correct.
Then I would like to sprint down to the front of that car, and let's see, my movement is 6, so I will go as far as I can.
I'll let you make it all the way to the end of the car easily within your turn. I'll even let you step outside if you like. No attempt to be stealthful, right? You're just sprinting?
Not as I'm sprinting as I go through the car.
Right.
As I get to the door, I will open the door and kind of give it a look.
Very good. You look to your left and your right. You see what you're pretty sure is a dead body off to the west. Nothing to the east, except the boots of the gentleman who tipped his hat to you earlier as he climbs onto the top.
All right then. That is what I will do.
Climbing after him?
No, my next move would be to continue moving forward down the train.
All right, very good. That would mean that we are way back up here
My turn.
with Mr. Gunn, Deputy Gunn. You continue to move forward, or would you like to? What would you like to do?
I gotta get to the engine.
Yes, you do. You make it past the flatbed car full of wood,
Uh-huh.
and now you know that you're in the coal car.
Uh-huh.
At this point, you can see you do not see you yet.
Oh, the fucking Gatling gun's in front of the train?
Yes.
Shit. I didn't... Alright.
You can see that.
Yeah, that's out there a ways.
Yep. 2 cars. Big car, big engine.
Well, I don't want to be on the same side
And they
as
stopped.
anybody walking toward me.
What would you like to do? Your stealth roll, they still have not seen you.
Well, I don't want to be on the same side as anybody.
Okay.
Because it does, like I'm using a pistol and it don't do me no good unless I'm standing on top of them. So I'd probably transfer sides, I guess, at the
Okay.
coal car.
Would you like to go under the car or between the two?
I'll go under the car.
Under the car. Very good.
That way I can see what's what as well.
Very good. Would you like to stay under, or do you want to poke out the other side?
Is there anybody on the other side?
You see no one.
All right, I'd go
On
up
the
the
other
other
side.
side. I'd go up the other side.
All right. I'll let you get as far as the back of the engine.
So it's 2 guys. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Right now, we've got these 2 guys approaching the engine from this side, and you can hear them yelling, "Get down from there! You come out! You better not have no irons." Now, Reverend,
I should note that you mentioned me approaching the car that is the cargo cart that is now on fire.
Yep.
While it may not be best from a stealth perspective, I would find it good, right, and wise to give that car a wide berth, seeing as a cargo car may have anything on board, and if it is on fire,
Indeed.
things could happen.
All right. So you stay.
I would swing along there a ways, but I would, assuming I see, if I do see the deputy go under the coal car, I would attempt to keep pace with him.
All right. And you do see him disappear.
If he's, actually crawling with a rifle kind of puts me at a disadvantage, so I would slip between the cars.
Okay. This car is
if I can do it away from the one that's on fire.
This one's on fire. So at the top,
may not
of
get
this
there
car,
yet. That's all right.
Yep. At the top of this car, between the car and the flatbed, you can slip in between. Right now, I'll put you right in between there. Let's see. Now we're with Buford.
In my, as I progress, would I see anyone?
You you see the two gentlemen approaching the engine, and you can barely hear them yelling. You can absolutely hear them yelling at the engineer.
Does it appear that they saw me?
No.
Or are they distracted by the engineer?
They do not see you.
Okay, moving on. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, I'm looking at the group of people down on the ground now to the west.
Yes.
And who am I all seeing down there?
From on top, you can see that there are two gunmen. One about where you are, just below you, and another at the front of the car that you're currently on. They're keeping the townsfolk, trying to keep them in a line, trying to keep them calm.
So as far as I can tell from my vantage point, it's these two people.
That is what you can see from your vantage point. You see those two people, and way down over the top of the engine, you think you see something on the tracks. You're not quite sure what it is. All you can see a shape on the tracks in front of the train.
So that's a ways away then.
Right.
Right. Well, seeing as everybody's got their backs to me, I'm going to pull from my deck what I like to call my Ace of Lightning. And I'm going to cast a bolt spell.
That's not a suit.
Wow.
Apologize.
On the one that's nearest to me.
Very good.
Bolt hurls a beam of energy, a projectile, or a missile at its target. The arcane skill roll is used as the attack roll, and the base damage is 2d6.
All right. If the arcane roll is the damage roll, or is the attack roll, and this is
attack.
Sounds good. We'll do it that way.
Roll to 7.
And that is a ranged roll, so it's a hit. No raise, but a hit.
All right, and then the damage is 2d6. With an explosion.
Ooh.
For 15 points of damage with 2 raises.
You fry this guy. He tenses up, and you can see just, steam. His bodily fluids begin to boil, and he falls to the ground, almost without a squeak or a sound. He clinched up so hard. You can tell, though, that the guy out in front of him notices and turns. But he does not. Well, I'm going to make him roll for it.
If I have any movement left, I crouch.
Well, very good. Awesome. So, yep, he rolls at a disadvantage. So his target's going to be 6. He does not see you. Dr. Cora.
Yes.
You make it to the top of that car.
Oh, I was heading forward.
Oh,
unless
forward.
that's the
My
one that's on-
apologies. I thought you were following him. So, yep, forward, running through the opposite car.
Mm-hmm.
That car is empty.
She is essentially attempting to make her way to the controls of
All
the
right.
train. That is her end game.
Very good. Very good. You reach the end of that car, and you notice the car in front of you is on fire. The fire has not yet reached between the two cars.
Well, hell. Well, that makes things difficult. I will. What side were they having us all get out on? The left side?
They were having you all, disembark on the left side or the west side.
I would like to disembark this car on the right side
Very well.
and attempt to sneak around it.
You slip around, and you are now on the opposite side from where everyone else was seen. And we'll let you get to the end of that car.
Excellent, thank you.
All right. Francis. You have made it to the engine.
I'll crawl up the back of the engine.
All right.
Now I got to play the fun game of don't let the Gatling gun see you. Actually, you know what I would do? I'd go along the side there, that same side I was on,
Okay.
and then the first footwell, that first walk path, I'd jump up there.
Okay. So you're you're right by the boiler at that point.
Mm-hmm. How beat up is the train?
Yeah, I was going to have you roll a what do they call it in this game? Notice?
Notice.
Yep, roll a notice for me.
Yeah, that's an explosion. That's an 11.
All right. Yes. You can see at least 2 pretty big holes in the boiler. Lots of condensation around it. You can see that definitely lost some water. A lot of steam came out of that. The good news is they're relatively high, so there's certainly water left in the boiler. But you know that this train isn't going anywhere until you fix those holes.
Well, shit. That was my whole plan.
As you passed, you can see that there is indeed the engineer. He's not sure what to do. He's just hiding by his boiler. He sees you. And he raises his hands.
Put your hands down, idiot. Star. Get off the fucking train.
He does what you tell him to do. He heads towards the back.
I'm going to take my star out and I'm going to go stand where he was standing. Take my star off, put it in my pocket, and go stand where he was standing.
Cool. All right. He jumps off, and you can see him, running towards the back of the train.
Mm-hmm.
Reverend?
I'm going to put my hands up like I'm an idiot.
Reverend, as you cross over, you see a man 2 cars up running towards you. He has his hands up, though.
What else can I see about him?
He looks scared. And he's running with his hands up. You do not see that he... Well, actually, give me a notice roll, and we'll see if you can tell if he has a weapon or not.
Okay. Why am I having trouble with this?
Yeah, all you can tell is that his hands are in the air. You can't tell if there's a weapon in his belt or not. Wow.
How is this even possible?
My theory with the dice roller, much like if I'm rolling bad with the actual set of physical dice, I would get a different set of dice. The dice roller, I shut it down and relaunch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Can I go ahead and shoot? I don't have white dice, or I don't have any white chips. The blue and red are for dealing with the crit. Oh, well, I guess that deals with the critical fail. So I would like to undo that critical fail. With
all right, sounds good.
With my
First any other night.
Yeah,
red chip.
I like
red
it.
Chip. So I would see who's unarmed.
Yes.
Shoulder my weapon and motion for him to pass by as I keep moving.
All right. You guys pass by. And on his way past, he gives you a quick sign of the cross. All right, we're back to Mr. Hayes. You are now on top of this car, several cars back from everybody else. And there is one more dude looking
I see
for
which
you.
way he is walking.
He is walking back up towards the front,
All right.
looking
I
for
work
where
my
that
way-
kill shot came from.
Right. I work my way back in the opposite direction. My plan is to lower myself down on the southern end of that car and climb into the car.
Very good. Very good. So he is going the opposite direction, looking for you. I'd like you to roll. I'm assuming you would like to be stealthy.
That is correct. Step 4. And I rolled a 4.
You are successful. You climb down and easily slide your way back inside that passenger car.
I will be crouched in there.
Very good. Doctor, man, what would you like to do? You have passed the burning car.
I have indeed. Do I see anything outside? Like directly in front of me?
In front of you, the several cars down, let's say 3 cars down, you can see 2 armed men concentrating on the engine. They do not seem to notice you at all.
I would like to... And can I tell what types of cars the ones are? Like, would I be able to pass through them?
The car you are next to now, you are pretty sure, based on the traveling you've done, that this is a livestock car.
I'm going to stay on the outside of that one. I have no desire to go inside that car. So I will continue to move. I will try to move with intention, but quietly, to avoid attention of the man in front of me.
Give me another stealth roll.
I will do my best. Wait. I would like to use one of my 2 white bennies to re-roll that.
Well, very good.
Well, then. It's a giant F.
You aren't doing a great job at... You don't feel very stealthy.
I would assume that perhaps if there is ventilation, the animals may have sensed and noticed my presence and could be causing a bit of a ruckus.
You do hear a little bit of some noise from the livestock inside. Just, they seem a little unsettled, a little unnerved, and that in turn unnerves you just a bit. And we're going to...
Indeed.
This is 6. And here we go. As far as you can tell, the 2 gunmen out front have still to notice you, so you are fine.
Excellent.
But you have made your way to the flatbed car. And what you can see are these 2 gunmen about ready to poke their faces inside the engine.
All right.
And since Francis seems not to be available, he must be pooping. Let's go with the Reverend Sir.
Continue along my way, join up with Francis.
All right. Give me another stealth roll, please. You are aware that those other 2 gunmen are on the other side of the train. That is why you moved.
That I am. Right, let's see if this pans out. Well, thank the Almighty for the wild die. That's 5.
Very good. You are at the back of that of the engine, and Francis should make a notice roll to see if he sees you.
Francis.
This might be a perfect time to
It's coming.
to take a short break if you need to pee, as we wait for Francis's turn. Or, you know what, Mr. Hayes, while we're waiting,
Yes, sir.
Let's just see what you're up to.
What I'm up to is I am crouching and walking and looking through the windows.
All right.
Because what I would like to do is, while using the cover in there, sneak up on my friend outside and possibly put a bullet in him.
I see where you're going, sir. Give me I'm going to have you roll a stealth roll and him roll a notice roll, and we'll see who notices who first.
All right. Stealth is not so high. We'll see what we get. Got a modified 6.
You beat him. He got a 5. He does not see you, but you see him right through a window.
Go through that window, then attempt to shoot him. It is not an aimed shot. 6. 1 die 6. And I rolled a 5.
You hit him, sir.
My damage then is 2 die 6. For a total amount of 14 damage and 2 raises.
2 raises. You, was that with your Derringer?
That was with the Derringer.
Once again, somehow, that tiny little bullet finds its way through this guy's ear and rattles around inside his head. You're an amazing shot with that tiny piece of shit gun that you have. Impressive. And he has died. He is dead. Boom. We're back to Francis. Francis, I want you to roll a notice to see if you see the good Reverend.
8.
You do. You see that the good Reverend is poking his head in between the coal car and the engine. Those other two gunmen, they're right up next to you as well.
I'm pretending to be the guy working there, so.
Get on down there, then. Don't make me come up there.
What?
Come on now, come on down here.
I can't understand what you're saying.
Don't be an idiot. Come down here right now. God damn. Fine. Charlie, get up on in there. Oh, why I gotta do it? Charlie starts to round the corner to the back. And sees the good Reverend standing in between. I think at this point, Reverend, you and I are going to have, let's see, what should we do that? Let's do
roll off for a separate initiative type of thing.
Yeah, we're going to roll
draw
off to see who gets to fire first. Let's do. Let me check this, guys.
Maybe
let's do a
shooting versus shooting, or vigor, or what?
Let's do smarts against smarts.
Smarts against smarts.
Yep, because you both just rolled. He's rolled that corner, sees you. You see him. Smarts against smarts. Here we go.
I certainly pray to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that this guy's a total dumb fuck.
I exploded. He ended up with a 7.
Well, he's gonna get the drop on me.
Man, what the?
Because I Yeah, I can't roll over a 1.
He brings up his shotgun and just pulls the trigger. So shooting is a D8. 11. So he hits with 1 raise.
Now remind me again what the blue chips can do.
Yep, the blue chip. Okay. So the blue chip is you can let's see here. Like any white one, you can re-roll. You can soak wounds, chain shaken. With the red, you can do the negates a critical. The blue does both of those. And then if you use it, I don't get to draw an extra. So actually, if you wanted to, if you want to use your red, or I mean, you can.
I
Use red
used my
blue.
red earlier, so
Yeah.
I would use the blue.
You can use your blue to re-roll.
Oh, I was going to soak the wound, but yeah, I suppose I could re-roll. Re-rolling would probably be more smart.
Yeah, let's go. Well, we can roll back. Roll. If you want to.
I don't want to retroact.
Okay.
Plus, it's I'll just
we're
soak the wound, take my shot.
All right. I'm gonna. Yep. So you got 1 wound, and you soak. So you soak that wound. So you'll roll a vigor check to see if you. So if you in targets 4, if you meet it,
not
you soak
shaken.
the wound, and you.
Got a 4.
Awesome. So, yep, you have soaked that wound, and you are not shaken.
Slug hits my pocket Bible.
There you go. I'll give you the opportunity to return fire.
Unload that Springfield on him. Let's see here. Where is everything's so small. Okay, I'm gonna use the other blue chip to. I'm gonna use my last blue chip to reroll. I think this thing's broken.
Oh man, do you have physical dice handy? I'll let you re-roll that with physical dice. If you I don't think you've actually won a roll. Well, no, you have a couple times, but that's crazy.
Man, this thing. Okay. Unbelievable. I can't tell if I'm doing something wrong here, or maybe I do need to download the new one. Okay, so that's a D8 and the wild dice. Wild dice cocked. So that one's a 5 on both accounts.
Okay, you have hit. I'll give you that hit. Roll damage, please.
See, I'll just roll the damage on this thing. It's fine. Just 2d10s. Yeah, I'm done with this thing, but that's 6 damage, which is not even a raise. It has our armor piercing. I don't know if that matters.
Yep. It will shake. He is shaken. He takes a. We'll see here. He takes a shot to the arm and quickly falls and scoots around the side to get out of your line of fire.
Am I wrong, or is this all my turn that this is happening on?
No, that was his turn. That was his turn.
I was just approaching. We went through a series of turns.
Yep.
Sort of.
Yep. We have a bunch of people. You were gone for a little bit, so we kind of got out of turn. Miss.
No, I was just you were saying I wouldn't get out of the thing, and then the guy walked.
Yep. It's back to your turn now. So go ahead.
I'm just asking if that would. Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Well, I hear them shooting each other. Can he see me?
No.
Shit, I don't know what to do. Can I see him? Probably not.
There is a window that you could step up to, and I mean, you can hear him. He's right outside on the side of the
Well,
engine.
hearing the shooting, I'd run to the window and take a look real quick.
All right. Yep, you can see him just right underneath you. He's actually staring at his buddy, so he does not notice you.
All right. I'll draw on him then. I rolled a. I'm gonna use a white real quick,
Okay, cool.
and then I double one, so I guess I rolled a 3.
All right. Did you actually roll an actual 1?
Well, don't I with the white I get to pick which one, right? I get to pick the higher one.
Yep.
Okay, so I rolled a 3,
Okay.
but still.
Very good. All right. That is a miss. The bullet goes wide. But that absolutely gets his attention. So he turns and fires at you. You're in cover. So with a -2, so he needs a 6 to hit you. And he rolls a 7. So he does. He actually wings you. Okay, 1d6. Holy Lord, 3 raises. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I can't do that. I rolled wrong. I need to roll damage. Sorry, my bad. Holy shit. Mike, you take a pretty heavy shot.
Am I dead?
You are incapacitated
Okay, sounds good.
with 3 wounds.
I gotta go then because my kid is losing his mind and my wife is gone. So let me know.
All right. You are not dead. You're just incapacitated, but we will go do what you need to do.
Yeah.
All right. Francis is incapacitated. He falls to the ground or to the floor inside the train. Buford?
Yes, I'm currently inside the car.
Yes, you are.
And as far as I'm aware, there's no other people around me except for the other citizens that were in the cars with me.
That is correct. So, yep, you see a bunch of folks. They don't know exactly what to do, but they, from their actions, it's pretty clear that there's no other gunmen around them.
Then I head out that north side of the car, and
right.
I join them and mingle as if I've been with them the entire time.
All right. Very good. Cora,
Yes.
you had seen you had seen things start to go down as you approached.
Yes.
You
And I
are-
saw those two men go in the main car.
Yep, you saw this guy get shot at. You saw one of them get shot at. You saw both of them get shot at, and you saw one of them return fire. And no eyes are on you, but you are one car back from that action.
I would like to move up to where I am within excuse me, within not long range, but range where I would not have to take any kind of penalties.
All right. Currently, you are. What's your range on your weapon?
12, 24, 48.
All right. You are in medium range right now, but you could. I'll give you some movement halfway up the car, and then you'll be in 12, within 12, easy.
I will do that, and then I will
We'll move you up here.
shoot at the closest gentleman.
All right, that's this guy.
That is an 11 with one raise.
Lovely. Roll your damage.
That is also an 11.
There you go. That's one raise.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you take him out. That gentleman is dead. The rifleman that shot at Francis, he sees you. Let's see. Francis is incapacitated. Reverend.
At this point, I'm left with little recourse. Don't have time to reload. Gonna swing at him with the butt of the gun.
You gonna round the corner and run at him?
Yep.
All right. You come screaming around there. Just leap over this guy. And, yep, give me a fighting.
Okay. Let me see here. That's just going to be under. It's going to be under strength, or wait, no, that's just if it's untrained, it's just a D4 and a -2, and roll the D4.
Yep.
Okay. Critical fail on both die.
Oh, man. You trip over the dead guy, and land face first in the dirt in front of him.
Hopefully, I have provided adequate distraction.
We'll hope so. Buford?
Still, I remain mingling with my fellow journeyman.
Alrighty.
And I keep an open eye to see if there are any more vigilantes, and not vigilantes, but robbers.
Very good.
In the vicinity.
Cora?
Yes. I will move forward and shoot the other man's.
You step a few steps forward and take your shot.
A 1d6, a roll. That is a 10, one raise.
Nice. Damage, please.
That is a 7. No raises.
No
Just
raises?
Just regular.
Yep. You hit him, and you are through his toughness, so he is shaken. Let me roll a 1d12 for me, please. We'll see where you hit him.
That would be a 4.
Yep, you hit him in the arm. His rifle drops. He's still holding on to it, but it's no longer raised.
Excellent.
Francis is incapacitated. So, Reverend, you are on the ground. Just at the feet of this guy who just took a shot to the arm.
Sweep the leg.
Roll fighting again. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, may as well use the roller because I'm cursed either way.
Look at that.
That's what the -2 calculated.
All right. You hack at his leg. Is that with a raise?
That is a raise.
That is a raise.
The -2.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right. Yep. You hack at his leg with that raise. Go ahead and roll damage on that. Would be strength, basically.
All right. So just roll a single d6.
Yep. Straight 6 for pure strength. Yep.
So only pay attention to the skill roll. Wild dice roll will be irrelevant. Oh wait, damage. That's
roll
right.
the damage.
Damage. There we
button.
go.
You smack his leg. Don't hurt him, but he does fall to the ground. So he now too is on the ground next to you. Mr. Hayes, I just assume that you continue.
That is correct.
All right.
I am mingling and I am searching.
Very good.
In fact, what I'm gonna do is start checking the deceased.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna, basically, dig in their pockets.
Very good. All right. We'll get back to that in a moment.
All right.
Doctor.
Yes. I'm assuming correctly that when a weapon is listed a rate of fire, that's how many shots you can take before you need to reload, correct?
There's a number of shots. So there's rate of fire, which is the number of shots you can use in a single turn, and then there's shots, which are the number of bullets that the gun actually has in it before you have to reload.
All right, well, I've been using my pistol wrong this entire time.
Oh, okay.
It has a rate of fire of 9.
What kind of gun do you have?
A Lamont grape shot pistol.
Oh.
AP1, ROF9, weight 4, 50 ammo. Well, 47 ammo now with what I've shot.
It's a grape shot.
I found it in the gear section of the Deadlands book.
Yes. Let me find that. Lamont grape shot pistol. No, you're right. Rate of fire. I'm looking at it now. Rate of fire is 1. Shots is 9. That's how many you get. 9 shots before you have to reload the weapon.
All right. That
So you
okay.
shot like. I'm sorry if I got
If you're
confused.
shooting 9 at a time.
I know. I was
Right.
like, holy damn!
Ban the hammer. No.
Yeah, because rate of fire is just the one.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there wasn't a spot on the sheet for shots.
There we go.
Michael, update. Laura is saving us. I am failing miserably. You're still alive.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Doctor.
So I have 6 more shots before I need to reload. So I will shoot again at the man who is staggered. A boom. Oh, I will use my second white Bennigan to re-roll that. I would like to not miss him. That is much better. That is a raise.
There you go.
The 4 with a 10. Yep.
Nice. Roll
That
damage
is-
with a raise.
So with a raise, I essentially roll a third one.
No, you get. Unfortunately, with damage on raises, you just get one extra die. You don't get
And that
the-
should be calculated into the thing if you roll the damage right after the hit.
right.
I
Yeah.
roll instead of damage. I'm sorry, there are so many buttons I'm learning this roll.
I know that's
That threw me off when we tried this too, and it probably will still throw me off in the future.
I incorrectly rolled that, but let's give him 5 damage anyway.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Does not get through his toughness, but
Just
so
throw
yeah.
another d6 on top.
Okay,
yeah.
so
There you
that's
go.
5 plus. Well, that one raised then. Can you raise on damage? Can you explode on damage?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can
Yes.
explode on damage.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so that would be 13 total.
There we go. You killed him.
Good. Good. I did something other than get shot at. I killed 3 people today.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Now, may I remind you that Francis is still in the
Right.
engine, and Reverend, you are aware that he was shot.
So I would from my position now, not completely face down on the ground, I would crawl up into the engine, and I do not have medical training, but I would yell yell to the doctor that, well, not knowing who she is, but yelling back to her that that deputy's been shot, and I would kind of go up to him and try and like put pressure on. I think I would know at least enough to put pressure on the wound.
I'll give you that. Doctor,
Yes.
you've just heard the Reverend.
I will make my way into that engine car, which was where I was heading in the first place.
Very good. You get there, you see young Francis. He's taken a pretty bad shot.
No offense, Reverend, but move.
None taken.
And I will, if I may, I don't want to impede upon Buford's turn.
Buford, we'll get back to Buford here in a bit. He's now basically.
He's just being a rogue, rolling bodies while we're in
Yeah.
combat.
Exactly.
I will attempt to heal our good friend
Lovely.
with my weird science roll. Come on, baby. That's a 4. Which I think is a
Yep,
success.
that is a success.
Excellent. That removes 1 wound.
Outstanding. Francis,
That is.
one of your wounds is removed, and you begin to slowly regain consciousness. You are still shaken,
Okay.
and you can feel the pain, but you are.
So am I at? I'm at -3 then, right?
Well, we just removed a wound, so you're at. You'll be at -2.
Well, I didn't know if incapacitated was past -3.
Well,
I can't really.
We'll figure. I may be wrong, but you're at 2 wounds.
Okay. All right. All right. Am I doing stuff?
You are shaken. You can, if you'd like to roll or use a chip to become unshaken. But you are.
Don't I need to use red chips for that?
Nope. The let me double check here.
I thought white ones only rerolled.
We can white ones. You can change. You can spend one just to become unshaken. Just automatically spend one to be unshaken.
Yeah, I'll use one then.
Okay, so you are unshaken, but you do have 2 wounds.
Okay, yeah.
It's been a minute.
That's
Pinkies.
that. Did I almost die?
You're still almost dying. Lay down, boy.
Oh, we don't got time for that. There's a goddamn rotating gun out front of this train.
What do you think happened if the train ran over it?
Train can't move. Boiler's fucked to hell.
Good thing I'm a scientist. Move.
I'm not. I haven't moved. You stop telling people to move. There's nobody in your way. Go around. Don't be rude.
The Almighty certainly has given you a gift for healing.
And a gift for being kind of an asshole about it. God.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. Anyway.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, isn't it right?
I'm sure that's applicable here. Are you all right, son?
I'm fine. I'm not fine, but I'm fine.
I'm just gonna hunker down there and start reloading.
Doctor.
Yes.
You as you round the corner where he pointed, you can very easily see, based on your training, 2 big old holes in that boiler. What do you do?
Well, I happen to be relatively good at tinkering and repairing.
Excellent.
Now, those holes are going to need a little bit of something to patch them up. I don't have much with me, but I think I can probably grind down some of the ghost rock that I have. I could utilize a little bit of the gunpowder that comes from one of the casings and the bullets in my gun. Use a little bit of flint to light that on fire, melt it down, and create myself a little of what the man yells about on television.
Lovely.
Gorilla glue, just smack it on that hole. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create my own gorilla glue. And
What is that bullshit patch stuff, like the instant
yeah, I
patch
don't.
stuff?
That's what I'm thinking. There's literally water coming out of a giant bucket, and he just smacks it on there, and it stops.
Flex tape, goddammit, it's in chat.
I have my character sheet up. I don't have a big enough screen to see all the things. So that is what I would like to do. I would like to use a little bit of ghost rock, a little bit of gunpowder and heat, to maybe some charcoal from the area. I'm sure there's
Lovely.
somewhere.
There's a whole car of coal right behind you. Just regular old ordinary coal. Let's do this. Roll the thing. Roll the stuff.
Would you like repair? Would you like weird science? Would you like one of each?
Let's start with a repair roll
All right.
and see how it goes.
That is a 5.
That is a success. You begin that work, and you hear from as she's working, guys. You hear from out front. What's going on in there? You get that sumbitch out of there yet? I expect a damn answer.
Do you want to feel this one? I don't think I sound like them.
I speak hick. It's fine. We all ready on and BB ready out in a minute.
You know, we own a timetable here. We got.
Y'all two get up. Hold on here. I'll do them for you, and you'll stand in your spot.
I ain't got no. What the hell did he say?
That's the trick. You just say some random bullshit with a bad accent, and they'll think that we're having a conversation.
As that
Clever
patch,
ruse.
the patch gets all sealed up, let's do a weird science roll. Let's see what happens.
All right. That is a 7.
Lovely. Now, who knows how to drive a train?
You hit the forward button and figure it out.
I believe it's that lever, but I'm not sure. No. Son.
Forward, motherfucker, go! I'm almost certain it's the right-hand lever. You pull in the clutch, and then you push it forward. I'm almost certain that that's actually how that works.
I am too, and I'm a doctor.
Deputy, get a good grip on that lever.
Everybody roll.
I'm going to try and take out the trigger man so he doesn't fill the tank up with lead on our way there.
Roll.
Oh, I wouldn't even think about that.
People inside the engine roll notice for me.
4.
All right.
Ooh!
That's
Oh my
succeeded.
goodness gracious!
Whoa.
I got several raises. That's a
You're
13.
not inside the engine.
I'm in the engine room.
No, you were working on the boiler.
I'm very confused as to the anatomy of a train.
Yeah,
The boiler's that long circle part out front.
you're on the
You're
boiler
in the
over
box
here.
in the back.
This is where they are.
Oh. Never
Now,
mind.
with that notice roll, I will let you know that the boiler is not warm or at all. It's warm. It's just not hot. And you guys notice that there's not a whole lot of heat being generated inside the burner.
I look at the other two. Well, get to shoveling, assholes.
I'm not in the room with you.
Oh, I thought Buford was here too.
Buford's being
Buford's
a bitch.
on the other end of the train looting.
Fine.
Rolling
Well,
some
get to
dudes.
shoveling, asshole.
Your language is offensive, but I see your point.
What the hell going? What's the password?
My cousin's sexy.
What the heck? God damn it. You can see them moving the big old Gatling gun back
shit.
into position. Come out there right now. I'm open up like a motherfucker all over you guys. I'm gonna...
We are about to make this train move. Would you really like to keep standing there?
At that point, you hear from a distance the most blood-curdling, screeching abomination of a noise
Is Patrick having sex?
that you have ever heard. Yes, Patrick's orgasm. No,
I don't want to see his vinegar strokes.
a shriek that makes your bones quiver. And with that, we will end for the day. Thank you very much. Thanks very much for this first episode, everybody. It was a lot of combat. I understand that now. That maybe, that was probably a lot. I'm learning. But yes, next week
You did great. You did great.
we'll try it again. Thanks a lot for hanging out. I think we're learning how to do stuff. So, thanks very much. So, Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'll let Mike. I'll let you do the.
Sunday, we are doing a distant star. They are currently in a mining town in Kareva, I believe. No, don't grab the microphone. And they are about to start a union strike, because that's what D&D is now. I guess they're starting a union strike.
You're going to kill a monster.
And Wednesday, Crosden. It's Crosden. There's a whole gang of people in town. They're all being very nice, and they're about to kill a man, rob a place, all of the above.
I'm pretty sure Bagby's going to go to a council meeting and kick some diplomatic ass.
But first, we have to
Assassinate a guy.
Well,
Maybe.
discredit him.
Shadow Monk.
Assassinate his character.
No.
There,
Not
there you go.
not like the character, not like the NPC character, but like the content of his character. You know what? This is hard.
And then Thursday we'll be back here with really bad accents.
We'll be back with more Deadlands on Thursday, and we'll see if these guys can get out of this situation. Thanks a lot,
It's hard
everybody.
to tell how one has drank when drinking out of an opaque flask.
You have to do it by weight. Just weigh that.
The flask is heavy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Internet.
We'll see you guys later.